Good afternoon, everybody. It is 2:43 p.m. Mountain Time on Monday, March 29th. And before we get started, I want to ask you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Almost to 100. I'm about 23 away where I'm going to hit my first goal of getting that custom URL, Matt the Trader, in there. So if you could please do that, I would greatly appreciate it. So I want to go over today, strictly from the technical analysis standpoint, Bitcoin, and then I want to get into some altcoins. I want to look at Bitcoin, not anything fundamental or anything in the news, but I want to look at everything from a technical standpoint and want to jump into Ethereum, which is starting to look pretty good, and what to look for to have some confidence in where my buy will be. Again, I say my buy because this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a trader. This is for entertainment purposes. Make your own decisions, do your own research, all that. So anyways, let's get right into it. So if you remember from Thursday, that was the last time I did a video, was Thursday. I said that if you were entering in a trade here, we'd probably look at this area of resistance as our sell point if you're entering a trade. If you're holding long term, these are just lines that you're watching. These are levels and lines that you're watching. So worked out to a T. So we went, right to that resistance area from this previous all-time high a couple highs ago of 58,367. We hit a high of 58,400, got rejected a little bit, not by a lot, but so that's where we're at. We cracked the trend line from the previous high. And that's a good sign. We're getting rejected. We're not quite there yet, but it looks like we're getting rejected and probably will be. I'm not expecting a whole lot. That was a great move from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, we were down here, right? So look at that. Tell me technical analysis isn't a great tool to have. Look at that. Right off the 50-day moving average. And then we bounced straight up to this level of resistance that we were looking at since Thursday, 4 days ago. So, I mean, you can almost, how I like to use it is it tells a story of the past to help make a decision or a guess about the future, right? So you can kind of line things up and try and make a guess on where things are heading. And this guess happened to be right. It doesn't work that way all the time, but this one happened to work out quite well. So you're watching for this trend line to break and hold. You're watching for this uptrend line. I'm going to declutter this in a second because we could probably get rid of this line back here. We broke this. I mean, we can keep it in to see if we get back above it, but that's quite the ways to go. I'd rather get rid of it and declutter and watch some closer trend lines. There it is. Delete. Yeah, so let's declutter that. Let's get rid of that. We want to keep these upper end of the channel lines. Let's get rid of this for now. We could always bring it back. Let's get rid of that. And then we'll hold these because this is that strong level of support that we want to hold should we drop. Now, smart idea to take some profits, as always. A stronger reason to take profits is just because I do think that we come down a little bit. It's not a sure thing, but we did have a gap on the CME Bitcoin Futures. So on the futures, we closed Friday with a high of that day being 54,450, low of today of 55,110. So we have like a $700 gap there, and they've been closing ever since the one on December 24th didn't close. So just likelihood that it will close. Does that mean that it's for sure that it's gonna? No. Back to the Bitcoin chart. I wouldn't be surprised if it came back down to the 50-day moving average and met this level of support at 52,000. Let me get an exact number for you. 52,666, right? So we are watching that because we'll show some strong support because we, showed resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. Then we started showing some support here and a little bit above it. And, that's flipped in, resistance becomes support. So that's where I'd watch on any pullback. I'd also watch for the break of this trend line and the break of this support level of 58,113 to about 58,367 level, or to break this all-time high today when the new candle forms in about 3 hours and 10 minutes, because you're going to be hopefully above this trend line, and that would be a strong case if we open above that trend line. And like I said, it doesn't mean we have to close the gap. We didn't close on December 24th into December 28th on the futures, so it does happen. The likelihood is more that it's going to close than it's not, but I'm watching for that. It's not a safe area for me to throw money into a trade right now, in my opinion. I'd watch for the break of this, and then if it came back down, I'd get out. I'd watch for the break of this trend line. If I'm in it right now, that's where I'd get out. If it jumped back above it, I might buy back in. If I'm looking for a bounce, I might buy where the 50-day moving average meets this level of support at 52,666 to 52,640. So about 52,650. So that's what I'm watching for on Bitcoin. Now, we're looking at the dominance chart, and it's just been slowly. It hasn't broken down yet. So it's been really holding support at these levels as the percentage of market cap. So the longer it holds this, the stronger it is. But keep seeing lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, so that's showing weakness. So right now, still in about that 50-50 range, right? But we look at the RSI broke down, but the RSI also broke down on the Bitcoin chart and jumped back above it. So, this pretty much just means that alts are showing a little bit of strength. It doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin is showing weakness. So it could be a good time to start looking at some of your favorite alts that you've been watching, that you've been wanting to get into, should this trend continue. So we look into the altcoin market cap, and we found our resistance. We've definitely found our resistance right here. We bounced off on the 10th. We bounced off of it on the 24th, the 27th, and didn't quite make it there on the 28th. And we jumped above two support levels, the previous all-time high, and got sold off below it. So we were looking like the Bitcoin dominance was going to break. Looks like the MACD could start moving up. RSI is in a good range. RSI is in a pretty good range on Bitcoin too, but still kind of choppy. So, that's where we're at with that. Not too much, a little bit of excitement here and there. We've had some huge jumps and then sell-offs. We've had some, huge drops and then recoveries. So still just kind of a lot of uncertainty, but if you're being smart and you're watching your levels, seems like there's some opportunity in there. Just take what the market gives you. Don't get greedy. And looking into Ethereum, Ethereum's been doing really well. It's up 7% to Bitcoin's 2.6%. So Ethereum's showing a little bit of relative strength here. We jump back above the 50-day moving average, and it's very simple. This is what you're watching. The shorter term consolidation, tightening up, getting close. So we're going to see Ethereum make a decision here pretty shortly. There's nothing but really good news on the horizon for Ethereum. It's not till July, so that kind of doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence, but buy the rumor, sell the news. Question is, when is that going to start for EIP 1559 in July? And who knows, that can get delayed. But buy the rumor, sell the news. That could be this could be the time for Ethereum to start to move. You're going to watch for the break. I'm watching for the break of this trend line from recent all-time highs, and that's where I will buy on the break of that. Unless you're buying within the channel, then you could buy the bottom, sell the top, and if it breaks down out of it, get out. So that's what we're watching. So I want to go over a few altcoins. Since the altcoin market, you can see, is heating up. We've showed this was a new all-time high. The previous was a high of 722.54 billion, and this all-time high was 721. So 722, why does that line look higher? So we didn't set an all-time high. We got rejected just before it. My mistake. It was looking like it broke that line. I guess it didn't. yeah, so we retested the all-time high, got rejected, and then we got rejected below another support level. You can see we have not closed over this support ever. We've broken it multiple times and just gotten rejected. So we could look at, let's see, that's array. Let's draw a trend line here. Let's see. The more recent, the more relevant. So I know I draw my lines this way, but start this way, and I like to draw backwards and see where they line up. Because for me, the more recent, the more relevant. So look at that, pretty perfectly along that line. So I think that's a pretty good trend line to draw. And yeah, I don't know. It's it's getting rejected up here, so you're going to watch for the break of this trend line, and then you'll watch support around 528.71 billion as far as like bullishness on altcoins go. So, okay, moving on. Let's go right into it. I wanted to get into some of the ones that have been moving a little more. I'm going to add one to this. Polygon has gone up 16%. Problem with that is that it had dropped from its recent high of 55. Where was it? That is, oh, it was that long ago, huh? It went up to 55. So these always are a little off, and it was kind of fading. So showing a little promise there. Another one I want to get into that I didn't have pulled up already is Anchor. It had a Binance listing, and it was one that didn't sell off. When it got listed, it was at like 10 cents, and it went all the way up to 18, almost 19. So probably went over 19 and a half cents. You can see right there. So a couple strong performers there. One that didn't really do well after the Binance listing was Superfarm. If you've been watching my videos, you know this is one of my favorites that I think show the most potential. We had all this volume on, this is when it got listed on Binance, and it just sold off. It went from 286 down to 205 after seeing highs at like 336, 329. Then we showed a really strong recovery all the way back up to 374, and it's currently sitting at 344. It's just been kind of holding right here. Polkadot has been showing strength. That's really good. Was a little worried about it. One that has all the potential in the world, and it just was, we actually hit a high of $42. So again, a little off there, and then sold off all the way down to the 28s. So if you bought there, congratulations. It's looking a lot stronger now. We're starting to see some increase in volume. One that didn't recover quite as well yet, it had a lot bigger news happening with their version 3 is Uniswap. So I think people were really anticipating this news, and when the news came, it just dumped hard. It went up to a new all-time high in the 35s, actually, like 35.50. Maybe I even hit 36 on KuCoin. Can't remember. And then it sold off all the way down in the 25s, and figured it would come down into the 20s after how hard it sold off. I didn't buy back in any trade or anything, but a little disappointing there. But if the crypto market keeps moving forward and keeps rising, this will also, they all will. Just to show you an idea of what these altcoins can do, Ethernity Chain came out like 2 weeks ago. I want to say 2 weeks ago, and it's definitely up more than 160%. I have the 30-day chart. It was up big from where the pre-sale was, and it opened at $3.89, and it went all the way up to 70 something. 73.86. That's probably pretty close to accurate. I want to say like maybe 74, 75 is possible, and people are taking profits. That's a heck of a move in 2 weeks. $4 to 75. 15 times. 15 times. Less than that, but about that. But yeah. So just to show you an idea what they could do, it's on the strongest performing Launchpad, which is Polkastarter. It seems like this has the most successful projects, given not all of them have been successful. Umbrella, Butterfly, they still haven't done anything. But I pulled up a few charts on some of the recent ones. Like, well, first of all, let's look at Polkastarter. I think it's a steal at 402 because it's still putting out projects. It's still putting them out. You got 3 of them. If you watched my video last time, I briefly touched on Pokemon at the end. Get your egg. They're giving away 180 NFTs to Pokemon holders and just people who reserve their egg to see if they got the hatch for the NFT. So there's a Pokemon dragon and a silver baby dragon, and I touched on it for maybe a minute, not even at the end, but that comes out in a day. We'll see what kind of lawsuit they get, if any, for the Pokemon name, Pokemon. But kind of, I don't know, interesting. I'll probably buy some just because people may catch on to the name. But 3 in the next 9 days. So if you remember, we were having like 3 every 10 days or every week, or 4 every week when it was really coming on. But I pulled up Konami, Convergence, and Shift. Let's see. Convergence up 1.6% today, just to see, just to show you how they've been doing since launch. So this is one of those ones that people must have gone up a lot from the I don't know what the pre-sale was up, and then it sold off big time from over 20 cents, so 60% sell-off. Crazy. That was a crazy sell-off. That happens. That wasn't one of those that just started running and continued to run, like Paid Network and Eternity Chain. So that's the performance of that one. And I don't know what any of these do yet. I just want to bring these up to show you some performance on, not everything runs, but if you see and I don't know what the pre-sale was, so maybe those are still up like 5 times from where people got in the pre-sale. You see this is the potential, and this is why I love crypto right now. It won't last forever, but it's that's just the potential. Incredible. We had that, and then we had Shift up 21% today. I think that might have launched today. Let's see. Yeah, yesterday, 24 hours. So this was 3:43. Yeah, about 24 hours ago. So yeah, that's been doing really well. So good for that one. So you just see what these things can do. YFDAI had their first launch. YFDAI has been kind of sitting between 5,000 and 6,000. It dipped below it. It cracked above it. Still, this market cap so low, 22,000 with only 4,000 in supply. The reason I hold it is because it's 72% staking, and you get into the pre-sales. I got into the pre-sale of Ven, Impulse Ven, and that is one that has not been performing well since the pre-sale. I think it's below pre-sale price. I want to say the pre-sale I got at like $2.20 or something around there, and went all the way up to like 360. I don't really have enough to do anything but buy and hold, and it's nice to be in it, but it really has been, I wouldn't call it a disaster, but it hasn't been pleasant when you see things go up 15 times on Polka Starter. But it's the first launch, and people taking their profits, and the one thing I do like about it is they're going to be offering staking. It's going to be, I think, like 50% in Ven tokens, and then if you stake YFDAI, don't quote me on this, but there's something with like staking YFDAI or you get YFDAI or both. Like you stake YFDAI on their platform and they give out 25,000 Ven a month, so $50,000 worth. And I don't think that all goes to one person. I think that's distributed. So 50,000 Ven or 25,000 Ven, which comes out to almost 50,000. So could be worth it to do that. Just depends on the strategy that you want to go. I'm perfectly happy with my 72%, especially while everything's been kind of flat for the most part. Still like YFDAI, they have a couple more projects coming up. They have their Safe Swap governance token, and they have DFIT, which is their next one. DFIT's coming next. So they have that coming up, and we'll see how that goes. That's interesting. I haven't heard of any other fitness crypto apps. So I was in the fitness industry for 9 years. I taught at the National Personal Training Institute of Ohio. I worked under Bob Khalil, who's the trainer for Stipe Miocic, who after yesterday is no longer the UFC heavyweight champ. So it interests me. It definitely interests me. And I'll definitely buy into that just because I believe in fitness. Anyways, let's move on. We got a few others. Let's get out of Uniswap. Let's get out of Superfarm. Let's get out of Eternity Chain. Now, Origin Protocol. This is one that was mentioned on Friday in the Stock Market Mentor Forum. And Friday, it was down in the 80-90 cent range. And since then, $1.67. So there is a link in the description for a free 30-day trial. I haven't even heard of this until it was mentioned in there. So we have a community, that's on top of things. Obviously we're going to miss things, but there's 6,500 different cryptocurrencies, and they're all kind of moving up. But this was mentioned on Friday; it's almost doubled. So great spot on that. Let's see, it was by LUC 991, Luke 991. Great eye on that. Like, I looked into it over the weekend. I never pulled the trigger. What I like is they have over 15% staking on their stable coin, which is the Origin dollar. That's phenomenal. 15% on something that's going to stay at $1. So that's incredible compared to what banks are giving you on your money. So if you want to go the safer route, there's still risk involved. Stuff like that is really interesting to me. I think the USD coin on Swissborg is up to 30%. Let's look at Swissborg. They've just been churning since a penny, up $1.16. Phenomenal. Growing exchange. Great with their fees. They have a premium account. They have great staking. They have a lot of altcoins listed. So if you're not in the U.S., wow, they made it all the way up to, and that was today, $1.22 today. Wow, they were up over $1.50. Can't believe that. They were at a penny back last summer. I want to say last summer. So another incredible performer. 7 cents in October. Let's see, full year. 2 cents in April. Not bad. Not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. Last two, PancakeSwap. They had a hacking issue, I think. Don't quote me on that, but you can see the drop off here. They dropped from 1838, 1580. They're saying, don't buy right now. And they've started to show a little bit recovery. So good for them. They're up 8.4% today. And then Pluton's up 29.5% today. And this is an interesting one just because I initially bought around $7. It went up to 14. It sold back down to 6.50. So I was down on it after being up double on it. I bought more at $8.50. And this is one that is highly used, very low market cap. This could be one of those that go to $100. It's crypto debit card. Go to their website, check them out. This is probably one of the gems, I think, that if something's going to move that hasn't moved yet, this is one of them. It's getting used. It is. The usage is high. Use case is high. And it's still only a $20 million market cap. It's similar to, I compare it to Glitch, not in the essence of what they do, but in the sense of what their price action is doing. Glitch was sitting at 10 cents. It go up to 12, it come down to 8. It go up to 12, it come down to 8. Then all of a sudden it just shot up to 30, just kind of out of nowhere. And it's oh, that's nice. And that's what these riskier, right? This was probably around a $2 million market cap because it's fully diluted valuation is a $25 million market cap. So, okay, that's all I wanted to mention. I wanted to go over Bitcoin. I wanted to show, kind of where we're at with that, where we're at with Ethereum, what is showing strength and why some of them are showing strength, and then maybe give you some ideas on things to look into. I'm not saying buy things, but it's that alt season potential that if we break down, we have two major support points. This one's been holding, and every time it's broken, it's come right back above it. So, you don't want to get overly confident, but you do want to watch this, and you want to watch this trend line right here where it's been getting rejected at lower highs. So watch that, and I'm hoping we have an altcoin season. I'm hoping that Bitcoin doesn't fill the futures gap. I must have closed. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't fill the gap, but it has been every Monday usually. So the fact that it's Monday and hasn't filled yet, is interesting to me. But yeah, just hopefully you got some things to watch, and hopefully you got some ideas on altcoins, maybe at least something to research that interests you. Doesn't necessarily mean buy it, but yeah, I'm looking forward to things. I'm still waiting. Oh, I got to get on and get my, I hope I didn't miss my turn. My NBA Top Shots. Yep, I'm going to reserve a pack. So I'm going to end on that note, and I'm going to get my pack. It'll be my first pack. It's a pre-order, so I won't have it. I'll have it within 2 weeks. So that'll be cool. I haven't gotten a pack yet, so that'll be cool. So on that note, I am going to let you guys go. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested, join us at stockmarketmentor.com. There is a first 30 days free link in the bio. Have a great day.